In 1987, he married bodybuilder Gladys Portuguese. They had 2 children, Christopher and Bianca. For a moment, life seemed complete. Yet relentless schedules, temptation, and emotional distance eroded trust. By 1992, the marriage ended. Later, marriage to Darcy Lapierre brought another son, Nicholas, but headlines of infidelity and public scrutiny followed. Custody struggles cut deeply. The applause of millions could not soften the silence of absence. Each relationship reflected a recurring truth: success without balance leaves collateral damage. Addiction and collapse. As the 1990s advanced, substance abuse intensified. Cocaine use reportedly escalated to alarming levels. On the set of Street Fighter, 1994, control slipped. Disappearances and erratic behavior drew concern. Legal troubles followed, including a DUI arrest in 1999. Public altercations tarnished his image. Studios hesitated. The action hero appeared unstable. Internally, he felt untouchable, until he wasn't. Addiction magnified emotional extremes, pushing him toward collapse. In a Hong Kong hotel room, despair nearly consumed him. The dream that once saved him now seemed to devour him. Bipolar diagnosis and reckoning. By the late 1990s, doctors diagnosed him with bipolar disorder. The revelation clarified years of manic highs and crushing lows. The condition, intensified by substance abuse, had shaped decisions he barely understood. Treatment began. Medication steadied the surges. Therapy confronted buried fears. Recovery was not cinematic, it was repetitive and humbling. He returned to discipline: karate, stretching, structured routine, not for performance, but survival. Each controlled movement became an act of resistance. Strength evolved from spectacle to stability. For the first time, he fought inwardly with conscious awareness. Reinvention through vulnerability. In 2008, he stunned audiences with JCVD, a semi-autobiographical film exposing vulnerability rather than dominance. In a 6-minute monologue, tears flowed unscripted. The myth fractured, revealing humanity. Critics praised the courage. Later appearances in Universal Soldier, Regeneration, and The Expendables 2 proved he remained formidable. The 2013 Volvo commercial, performing a split between 2 reversing trucks, went viral worldwide. Yet these moments felt different. They were not attempts to reclaim invincibility. They showcased control reclaimed through humility. Reinvention replaced ego. Survival became the new narrative. Rebuilding family and purpose. Gradually, he reconciled with Gladys Portuguese, remarrying her and rebuilding trust slowly. The process lacked glamour. It required patience, accountability, and presence. Relationships with his children strengthened. He spoke openly about regret, acknowledging missed milestones and emotional distance. Philanthropic efforts expanded quietly, particularly supporting mental health and veterans' causes. He selected projects carefully, valuing substance over scale. The man once driven solely by ascent now prioritized continuity. Repair, not dominance, defined his later years. A quieter chapter at 65. In 2026, at 65, he lives differently. Training continues, but measured and mindful. Meditation anchors him. Bipolar disorder remains managed through discipline and care. Financially stable, with an estimated net worth between $40 to $50 million, he lives without spectacle. Homes in Hong Kong, California, and Belgium reflect restoration rather than display. His car collection is modest by Hollywood standards. He no longer chases the spotlight. Instead, he protects balance. Fame once demanded everything. Now he demands peace. Legacy beyond muscle. Jean-Claude Van Damme's legacy extends beyond high kicks and box office numbers. He symbolizes resilience under pressure. He embodies the truth that collapse does not end identity. The world remembers the splits and spinning kicks. Those who look closer see endurance. Mental illness confronted openly. Addiction overcome. Relationships rebuilt. His myth may have been forged in action cinema, but his lasting contribution lies in transparency. He transformed strength from intimidation into accountability. That shift redefines heroism. Conclusion: the fighter who stayed. The boy who once stared into a mirror and felt small did not disappear. He grew, fractured, rose, and learned to remain human. Jean-Claude Van Damme is no flawless icon. He is something rarer, a man who stayed when retreat was easier. His fiercest battles were never choreographed. They unfolded quietly, choice by choice. And in continuing, through illness, scandal, regret, and recovery, he proved that survival lived honestly is its own victory. The muscles may have built the legend, but humility and endurance secured the legacy. Jean-Claude Van Damme became something the world rarely produces, a myth forged in muscle and motion. Known globally as the Muscles from Brussels, he defined an era of action cinema with balletic kicks, gravity-defying splits, and a screen presence that fused violence with grace. Yet behind the iconic poses lived a man battling rejection, addiction, failed marriages, and mental illness. His story is not merely about fame, it is about endurance. It is about a boy who refused to remain small, and a man who fought harder battles off-screen than any he ever faced in front of a camera. A boy in the mirror. Born Jean-Claude Camille François van Varenberg on October 18, 1960, in Berchem-Saint-Agathe, Brussels, he did not begin as a symbol of strength. Thin, shy, and wearing thick glasses, he was often mocked. The mirror became his first battlefield. At 11, staring at his fragile reflection, he made a silent decision. He would not accept the identity others assigned him. That private vow marked the true beginning of his transformation. Strength would not be gifted, it would be built, and the discipline required to build it would shape every chapter of his life, both triumphant and tragic. Discipline forged in karate. Sensing his son's insecurity, his father enrolled him in karate. Training was unforgiving. Under strict instruction, he learned that pain could be endured, shaped, and redirected. By 18, he earned a black belt in Shotokan karate and secured a place on Belgium's national team. Competition hardened him further. Every match refined timing, balance, and restraint. Karate did more than build muscle. It cultivated focus. It taught him that humiliation could become fuel. In the dojo, the boy once ridiculed for weakness discovered a new language, discipline, and it became the foundation of everything he would later achieve. The unexpected ballet years. Seeking greater control, he turned to ballet, an unconventional choice for a young fighter. For 5 years, he trained relentlessly at the bar. Ballet humbled him. It demanded grace where karate demanded force. He later admitted that ballet was among the hardest disciplines he ever pursued. It strengthened flexibility, precision, and balance, qualities that would define his cinematic style. The world would one day marvel at his splits, unaware they were shaped as much by classical dance as by combat. Ballet completed the symmetry of his body and mind, merging artistry with aggression into a singular physical signature, crossing the ocean with a dream. In 1982, armed with roughly $3,000 and belief stronger than his English, he arrived in the United States. Hollywood shimmered like a distant promise. Reality proved harsher. He worked odd jobs, driving limousines, laying floors, delivering pizzas, while chasing auditions that ended in rejection. Nights were sometimes spent sleeping in his car. Hunger and humiliation returned, echoing childhood insecurities. Yet he trained every morning, stretching, kicking, refining. Discipline became survival. The dream felt irrational, but it was all he had. Each refusal sharpened his resolve. He would not return home defeated. Early appearances and small breaks, minor roles followed. A brief dance appearance in Breakin', 1984. Stunt work alongside Chuck Norris in Missing in Action. Recognition remained distant. Then, in 1986, he landed a named role in No Retreat, No Surrender. It was modest, but visible. For the first time, he stood on screen not as background but as presence. The path remained uncertain, yet momentum stirred. He had endured obscurity long enough to recognize the shift. The door had cracked open. He intended to force it wider. Bloodsport and global explosion. In 1988, Bloodsport changed everything. Playing Frank Dux, he delivered raw intensity fused with athletic elegance. The film, produced on a small budget, became a global phenomenon. Audiences were electrified. A new action star had arrived. Tears followed the premiere. The boy who once felt invisible was suddenly seen worldwide. Fame surged. His physique, charisma, and acrobatic style distinguished him from other stars. He was not merely strong, he was controlled, fluid, almost poetic in motion. The myth of the muscles from Brussels was born, and it moved fast. Cementing the action icon's success multiplied. Kickboxer solidified his appeal. Double Impact doubled his image. Universal Soldier, alongside Dolph Lundgren, crossed $100 million globally. Then came Time Cop, his highest-grossing film. He commanded multi-million-dollar salaries, standing beside Hollywood's elite. His influence seeped into pop culture. Even Mortal Kombat drew inspiration from his persona in shaping Johnny Cage. The ascent felt unstoppable, yet success demanded constant output. Behind the box office triumphs, exhaustion and imbalance quietly gathered strength. Marriage is under pressure. Fame accelerated, but stability fractured. His first two marriages dissolved under ambition's weight.